So today, Fee absolutely just held no punches when it came to Cathy. I think this was a trump card that Fee was probably has been holding for months. I think this was something that Napheesa Collier absolutely has been waiting to share, but not wanting it to distract from her season. I think that if the series and her ankle wasn't blown out by the series wasn't affected negatively by the refs. And by the way, the Mercury were the better team. I think everyone will admit that the Mercury were the better team. The Lynx choked. The refs didn't help things, but at the end of the day, you can only play what's in front of you. And I don't think they were actively unfair and rigging the series for the Mercury. I think they were just allowing overly physical play to benefit the Mercury. But I'm not going to share the names of these people because at the end of the day, I just don't I don't think there's a point necessarily calling some people out by name because they're not the only people. There's not the only people. And if you're calling out one person when there's loads of people that are like this. So if you guys haven't seen the old WNBA media, there's these are, again, I'm blocked by 97% of these people online. But people are genuinely, first of all, there were people saying, people in the media criticizing Fee for choosing to speak out now about it. There's while a historic CBA is about to be signed, it's no, the reason they're speaking out is because a historic CBA is not about to be signed. We can be honest. If the WNBA owners gave the players what they wanted, this would have been kept as a secret. But Rachel Demita tweeted out, "Mad respect to Fee. I don't think any of us realized it was that bad behind the scenes." And let's be honest, we all knew it was bad. We all had our conspiracy theories. The problem is that all the conspiracy theories, Cathy did not have a good poker face. Cathy absolutely had not had a good poker face over the last year. Every negative conspiracy theory about Cathy Engelbert was true. It's as simple as that. Every negative conspiracy theory about Cathy was true. So, a WNBA journalist then quote tweeted this with, "This isn't news to people actually covering the league, but it's very brave of Fee to put this on record publicly." No. What? This isn't news. Then why did nobody leak this? Why is this news? Why is this now news? Saying this isn't news to people actively covering the league. So what? A circle of six of you just talk and don't release anything and just know all the insider information and keep a secret. I mean, that's probably how you get insider information. But can someone not, why is Annie Costable? They all hate Annie Costable, but she's the only person who actually, she's the closest thing to a sham. She's the closest thing to a Woj. She's the closest thing to it, and they hate her. They all hate her. Because you better believe, if this information happened in the NBA, it would have been already out. It would have been already out. This shouldn't be, people saying this isn't news to people covering it. Well, yeah. So if it never left WNBA media circles, which is about 6 of you that knew it was this bad going on, if it never left a circle of about 6 of you, then that means it is news. I'm sorry, if there's 1 million viewers of the league and 6 people know, it's not some gotcha that you knew early. It's not some gotcha that you're one of the select few. That's not some gotcha moment, Especially if if you knew this and are covering Cathy in a favorable light. Especially if you knew this and knew especially what Cathy has thought about Caitlin Clark on young players and continue to hate on Caitlin Clark. It's ridiculous. And Rachel Demita responded. By the way, people saying stuff like, "Oh, we knew it was bad." If y'all knew Cathy was saying stuff like this, like the players should be on their knees counting their lucky stars and didn't say anything, you are also the problem. Hell yeah. I believe these people didn't know. I believe people heard Cathy was bad. I don't think people knew this. I don't think people knew exactly this. I think people just want to be "Oh, we all knew." They want to claim that they know that they're more important than they are. They know more than they are. But at the end of the day, I think Fee kept this under wraps. I would be shocked if look, everyone's had their theories about Cathy, and these people in the media definitely know Cathy better than we do. They definitely know. There's a reason why Fee wasn't buddy-buddy with Cathy at All-Star Weekend. I think Fee has had this under wraps. I don't think Fee told her teammates. I don't think Fee told other players in the league other than maybe Neko Umake, Stewie maybe. I think this was what was the exit interview was going to be. Whether the Lynx won the championship, whether the Lynx lost the championship, whether the Lynx flamed out in the first round, whether she won Finals MVP, whether she got injured. I think no matter what, this was going to be the talk, because this isn't about wins and losses. This is about the league being a situation. And by the way, like, Gino Auriemma doesn't say what he says without the play knowing he's going to have his former players backing. When he basically said the WNBA is a bad brand of basketball, that the style of play the WNBA want. Becky Hammond's in agreement. Stephanie White are in agreement. The rivals are playing against each other in a playoff series, and both teams are in agreement with the way things are being handled. And like, it's actually one of the things that I do really like is that they're actually they've made it clear, and this is my favorite thing about this, is like, these players are being fined, and or players, coaches, everyone's being fined, but they very much made it a point being like, this isn't even an individual referee problem. It is how they want the game to be reffed. They make it a point to go against Cathy, to go against the league. They are making everyone that's in the WNBA, whether it be, doesn't matter what team you're on, doesn't matter how things have gone. It doesn't matter if you're a college coach, if you're around WNBA circles. You are pushing it as a point that the WNBA, the league, is the reason why the product is bad. Not the players, the league is the reason why. And I actually agree with that. I agree with that take. And Rachel's on the money. That first of all, they absolutely did not know that this was said. Like, these people in the media went and came out saying, oh, this isn't news. No. It's probably not news that Cathy's a bad person. Look, no one's surprised that Cathy Engelbert wants to be the face of the league. No one's surprised that Cathy Engelbert said the general thing she said. It's just a quote, be on their knees counting their lucky stars, saying Caitlin would be making no money without us. And that's the thing where it's so funny, everybody going to Rachel Demita. Have you seen, and it's so, I hate it when it comes to Rachel Demita, like Rachel Demita, if you guys don't know, she's been covering the NBA for a decade. She's been covering NBA players for a decade. Her husband's Andre Roberson. Her husband was the starting two guard on the KD and Russ Oklahoma City Thunder. Like, her husband's one of the best defensive players of the 2010s, if only he had a jump shot. If he had a jump shot, he's a freaking 30 million. He would have been a 30 million a year guy in the NBA. But we're not talking about Andre Roberson, breakdown of Andre Roberson as a basketball player. But she's been around everyone. She worked for 2K. She's been around all these players. She was on 2K TV. Everything. It's Rachel Demita's been around all this and is like, this is really weird, because if something like this happens in the NBA, if this was said in an NBA meeting to a player, if those words were said, it would be leaked like that. Someone would leak it. Because, the reason why this didn't get leaked is, I think Napheesa Collier told nobody. I think Napheesa Collier kept this under wraps and wanted to say it at a time when it would get the most ears. That's my opinion. I don't think anyone knew about this, and I think this is just a case of the media pretending they know more than they do, when they probably realistically knew that Cathy Engelbert is not a good person, and I think we all knew that already. I think we all kind of knew that. But anyway, I'll see you guys.